Hello and welcome to this edition of Eye on Africa on France 24. I'm Jean-Emile Jameen with all your latest news from across the continent. Let's start with these headlines. The African National Congress has expelled former party and country president Jacob Zuma from their party after he challenged them in May's elections with his own Mkhonto weSizwe. Zuma's supporters have denounced his expulsion, accusing the ANC disciplinary committee of behaving like a kangaroo court. Then 36 Uganda opposition party members have been charged with terrorism after they were deported from neighboring Kenya. Lawyers for the members of the Forum for Democratic Change have denounced the judicial process as a witch hunt. And South Africa's Tatjana Smith claims the continent's first gold in the Olympic Games, succeeding in the 100-meter breaststroke. We'll have all the latest for African athletes at the Games with sports journalist Mbulelo Thinta, as well as a look behind the scenes in the Kenyan camp as their medal hopefuls prepare the only way they know how, with gold in their sights. Welcome to Eye on Africa on France 24. Jacob Zuma's long journey with the African National Congress has come to an end. The former South African president was expelled from the ruling party on Monday, having led the rival Mkhonto weSizwe party in May's elections. The same radical feudalist MK party was a large reason behind the ANC not only losing their majority, but having to form a coalition with the leading opposition, the Democratic Alliance, in the National Assembly. Here's ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula explaining the next steps following Zuma's expulsion.
The church member is expelled from the ANC. The church member has the right to appeal to the National Disciplinary Committee of Appeal within 21 days. Former President Jacob Zuma has actively impugned the integrity of the ANC and campaigned to dislodge the ANC from power, while claiming that he had not severed his membership. This conduct is irreconcilable with the spirit of organizational discipline and letter of the ANC Constitution.
Let's move over to Uganda now, where a court has charged 36 opposition supporters with terrorism-related offences after they were deported from neighbouring Kenya, where they had travelled to attend a training course. Lawyers for the members of the Forum for Democratic Change party have labelled the legal proceedings as absurd abuse. Laurent Bersteck has the story.
Standing in the dock, the 36 suspects look on defiantly as the Ugandan magistrate reads out the charges.
You are all charged with terrorism contrary to Section 6, subsection 1B.
All are members of the Forum for Democratic Change, or FDC, one of Uganda's biggest opposition parties. They were arrested in the Kenyan city of Kisumu last week after heading there to attend a leadership and governance training course, according to their lawyer. Veteran opposition figure Kizza Besigye claimed the 36 people were beaten by Kenyan police and their belongings confiscated before being extradited to Uganda. The defense lawyer says the charges, which come amid widespread anti-government protests, are entirely fabricated.
It's nonsensical for one to argue or to contend that they were training in terrorism in the heart of Kisumu city.
Human rights and media organizations have long accused Yoweri Museveni's government of using trumped-up charges to jail and silence political opponents. Last week, Ugandan security forces detained over 100 young people for participating in anti-corruption protests.
Well, now it's been another eventful Monday of Olympic action for Africa's athletes. And joining me now from Johannesburg, South Africa, is our resident sports guru and journalist, Mbulelo Thinta, to go over all that action. South African swimming sensation, Tatjana Smith. We cannot start with anything else but her gold, Africa's first gold in these Olympic Games.
My favorite part is that some people may not know her story. It's that she actually said, I had fallen out of love with swimming. She considered not swimming at all in these Olympics. And Tatjana now is on the brink of emulating, of course, her hero and one of our very first gold medalists post-apartheid, of course, Penny Haynes, the only woman to have ever won the 100-meter and 200-meter breaststroke. Tatjana holds the 200 already from Tokyo. She's capable now of becoming the second woman of all time to win the 100 and 200. Extremely proud of her. South Africa's first gold. Oh, man, we are going absolutely crazy here in Johannesburg.
I'm sure, Mbulelo, it really is magnificent because there was a lot of heart-in-mouth moments in the swimming. We didn't see Peter Kutzer quite deliver like we hoped, but we certainly are proud as Africans to see in the pool Tatjana doing what we hoped and expected to do. But now, talking of South Africa, Alan Hatherley has done something which wasn't maybe quite expected, and that was to get a bronze medal in the mountain bike cross country.
Absolutely incredible. He's been in red hot form on the world racing scene this year. He becomes Africa's very first mountain bike cross country medalist ever, by the way. So shout out to him blazing the trail there. The 28-year-old from Hillcrest, absolutely sensational. Remember, 2 seconds off the silver medal, a quite incredible performance from the 28-year-old. And he is now entering his peak at the age of 28. We can expect him to really be pushing for the gold medal in LA in 2028. Absolutely incredible. Another bronze, of course, for Africa at large.
And South Africa's first cycling medal since the 1950s in the Olympics. There's nowhere else to end, though, than with Nigeria's women's basketball team. Their first victory in 20 years, and what an occasion to do it.
You know, my favorite thing about these human beings that we call Olympians, here's where they're different to us. Some adversity at the beginning, some controversy. If you didn't see it, Nigeria's women being denied, of course, entrance onto their own boat to parade with their team at the beginning. But they said, you know what, that doesn't matter. We've got mental fortitude. We're not just human beings. We are Olympians. We are the peak of performance. They went on as the 12th ranked team in the world to shock the world. The third team in the world, Australia, 75-62. Ezine Kalu with 19 points there, 17 of those coming in the first half. A quite incredible performance. And those Nigerian women, if you haven't seen the highlights, I urge everybody at home to jump on YouTube and go and see as they went absolutely ballistic at the end, representing the wonderful country of Nigeria and Africa at large. Incredible, incredible result.
And just touching on the result of yesterday, on Sunday, it was South Sudan, which caused an upset in the basketball, if we can cast our minds back. So Africa really dominating on the court.
Absolutely. I think South Sudan, of course, the youngest country in Africa, and for them to be at the debut Olympics, they've got an incredibly tough group. We saw them push America to just 1 point, the great USA team, the dream team reincarnate, people are saying, to just that 1 point. LeBron James at the end having to do what he did there. They've absolutely decimated Puerto Rico on the weekend, and now they will face MVP, of course, from the NBA, Nikola Jokic, and his Serbian team. If they beat them, that is almost a guarantee to go through to the next round, which would be nigh on an absolute miracle. The South Sudanese doing an incredible job. And remember what they've done really, really well is that they've taken a former Duke and Bulls player, Luol Deng, to be their president. So South Sudan doing the business for Africa.
An amazing set of results there. Well, let's see what African nations can do on the fourth day, as it were, of the Olympic Games. That is coming up on Tuesday. Mbulelo Thinta, as always, a great pleasure to have you here and just going over those African results in the Olympics. Well, among the African contingent at the Olympics are Kenya's 83 athletes who are competing in 6 different fields at these games. The Kenyan government has heavily invested in sports in recent years, with hopes that the economic, social and health benefits will eventually trickle down to the entire population. Our Kenya correspondent Olivia Bizo sent us this report from Nairobi.
After years of effort, rugby in Kenya is pushing for the try line. In recent years, investment in the sport has soared, with money being poured into building and upgrading facilities. It seems to have done the trick. The team qualified this year, and the benefits go far beyond that.
Kenya has a team of almost 100 athletes. So that is a sense of pride for us. Sport is the one thing which unites us as Kenyans. At that point, usually there are no barriers. People don't think political or tribal, and everybody rises up to support the team.
Sports like rugby and running have long been big in Kenya, but athletes in this gym are doing things a little differently. They're training for triathlon. In the past decade, Coach Michael has been working hard to develop the sport across the country and region, with hopes that Kenyan triathletes will one day qualify for the Olympics.
The traditional sports are maybe a bit more saturated, so there's a lot more opportunity for kids maybe who want to excel, whether to represent school, county or country at this new emerging sport gives them more opportunity.
Athletes and their teams aren't the only ones to benefit from their success. Bars across the country are hoping the Paris Games will help their businesses strike gold.
Because of the Olympics, we are going to play games every day, not occasionally. We are going to show all the Olympics matches in our big screens. We're going to experience new customers, new businesses. So many Olympic fans are going to come. They are going to spend with us.
Fans have good reason for hope. Kenya has won 113 Olympic medals since the country first participated in 1956, making it the most successful African country at the Games.
And no doubt they'll add to their gold medal tally in these games. Kenya, their athletes, good luck to them. And thank you for watching this edition of Eye on Africa on France 24.